In a small, sleepy town nestled deep in the heart of the countryside, there stood an old library. It was a place of mystery and whispers, known simply as the Midnight Stacks. Legends and rumors surrounded its hallowed halls, captivating the imaginations of locals for generations. Some said it was haunted, while others claimed it was a gateway to another realm. One chilly autumn evening, a young librarian named Emily was closing up the library after a long day of work. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting eerie shadows through the windows, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She hurriedly gathered her belongings and prepared to leave, but a creaking sound from one of the bookshelves caught her attention. Curiosity got the better of her, and she cautiously approached the source of the noise. To her surprise, she discovered an old, tattered book wedged tightly between the shelves. The title was faded and barely legible: The Secrets of the Midnight Stacks. Intrigued, Emily decided to take it home and explore its contents. That night, as Emily delved into the mysterious book, she unearthed a dark and sinister history surrounding the library. It spoke of a vengeful spirit known as the Librarian, who had once overseen the Midnight Stacks and guarded its arcane secrets. Legend had it that anyone who disturbed the peace of the library would suffer a terrible fate at the hands of the Librarian. Unnerved but driven by a thirst for knowledge, Emily found herself drawn back to the library the next day. As she stepped inside, the atmosphere seemed heavy with an otherworldly presence. The air was thick with dust, and the flickering lights cast eerie shadows on the walls. Determined to uncover the truth, Emily ventured deeper into the heart of the Midnight Stacks. With each passing step, the library seemed to come alive. Books flew off the shelves, pages turned on their own accord, and whispers echoed through the dimly lit aisles. Emily's heart raced as she realized that she had awakened the librarian from its slumber. She tried to escape, but the library's layout had changed, trapping her in a labyrinth of endless bookshelves. As Emily frantically searched for a way out, she came across a group of trapped souls, their faces etched with fear and desperation. They warned her of the librarian's wrath, recounting their own encounters with the vengeful spirit. The trapped souls had once been patrons who had dared to defy the sanctity of the Midnight Stacks, paying a heavy price for their curiosity. Determined to break the cycle, Emily rallied the trapped souls, searching for a way to appease the librarian and release them from their eternal torment. Together, they uncovered ancient rituals and hidden clues, piecing together the librarian's tragic past. It turned out that the librarian had been wronged in life, its soul trapped within the very books it had sworn to protect. In a final act of bravery, Emily confronted the librarian, pleading for mercy and offering a chance at redemption. Touched by her compassion, the librarian relented, releasing the trapped souls and dissipating into the ether. As the library returned to its silent, abandoned state, Emily emerged as the new guardian of the Midnight Stacks, vowing to protect its secrets and ensure that the librarian's dark legacy would never be forgotten. From that day forward, the library stood as a symbol of both horror and hope, a place where the line between reality and the supernatural blurred. The tale of Emily and the Midnight Stacks became a cautionary legend, reminding those who dared to enter that knowledge comes at a price, and that some secrets